The Cubs had a 3-game series against the Chicago White Sox. We're going to look over all 3 of those games. We're going to look at what went right, what went wrong. All of that is happening on this episode of Cubs 360. What's up, Cubs fans? This is Jack from Cubs 360. Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 33 of the Cubs 360 podcast. If you're interested in this content, feel free to like and subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X. So this is my series recap to the Chicago White Sox series, the second of the Crosstown Classic matchups for the year. And here we go. So in game number 1, in the top of the first, Hauser pitching for the White Sox. Bush got hit by the pitch. Tucker will foul out to third, and then Suzuki will ground it into a double play. In the bottom of the first, Shota Imanaga pitching, and Maydroth will hit a home run to left field right off the bat to make it 1-0 White Sox. Slater will hit a base hit to left. Cuero will hit another base hit to left. Benintendi struck out looking. Vargas will hit a base hit to center to load the bases. Sosa will hit a base hit to left to score Cuero and Slater, and Vargas will go to second, so it's 3-0 White Sox in the first. Mike Tauchman got line out to right, and Taylor will strike out swinging. In the top of the second now, PCA struck out swinging, Happ flies out to left, and Swanson struck out looking. In the bottom of the second, Montgomery hits a home run to right field to make it 4-0. Maydroth will hit a base hit to center. Slater will fly out to right. Cuero will hit a base hit to left. Benintendi will hit a base hit to center to score Maydroth. Cuero will go to second to make it 5-0. Vargas will line out to left, and Sosa will ground out to second. In the top of the third now, Horner will fly out to second. McGuire grounds out to first. Brujan will reach out an infield single to short, and Bush grounds out to second. In the bottom of the third now, Tauchman will fly out to left. Taylor will hit a double to center. Montgomery grounds out to second. Taylor will go to third, and then Maydroth will fly out to left. In the top of the fourth, Tucker will hit a base hit to left. Suzuki will get walked. PCA flies out to right. Happ will ground it into a double play. In the bottom of the fourth now, Slater will hit a home run to center to make it 6-0. Cuero will hit a double to left, and then that is the end of the game for Shota Imanaga. Not a great game from him. He only went 3 1/3 innings pitched. Not even. He only went 3 innings pitched. He didn't even get the first out in the fourth inning. And Flexen will go in for the Cubs here as Benintendi struck out swinging. Vargas will hit a base hit to left. Cuero will go to third. Sosa will hit a sac fly to right to score Cuero to make it 7-0 White Sox. Tauchman hits a home run to right to make it 9-0, and then Taylor struck out swinging as we head to the top of the fifth now. Swanson will line out to center. Nico Horner will fly out to second. McGuire will hit a base hit to right, and Brujan will ground out to first. In the bottom of the fifth now, Montgomery will fly out to center. Maydroth will hit a base hit to center. Slater will ground it into a fielder's choice to third. Maydroth to save at second on a fielding error by Brujan. He will go to second on the wild pitch by Flexen. Maydroth to third, and Cuero will hit a base hit to center to score Maydroth. Slater will go to third to make it 10-0 White Sox. Benintendi will line out to second. Vargas will hit a base hit to right to score Slater. Cuero will go to second. It is 11-0 White Sox. Then Sosa will line out to left as we head to the top of the sixth. Hauser still pitching for the White Sox. Mike Bush will ground out to third. Tucker flies out to center, as well as Suzuki. In the bottom of the sixth now, Pomeranz pitching for the Cubs. Tauchman will strike out swinging. Taylor will fly out to right, and Montgomery will strike out swinging. As we head to the top of the seventh now, PCA will get walked, as well as Happ. Turner will pinch hit for Swanson, and he struck out swinging. Nico Horner will fly out to left. McGuire with a home run to right center field to get the Cubs on the board. It is 11-3. Brujan will hit a base hit to right. Gilbert will go in for the White Sox, and Bush will fly out to center. In the bottom of the seventh now, Ryan Brazier pitching for the Cubs. Shaw will go to second. Turner will go to third. Horner's at short, and Brujan is at left. Maydroth will fly out to right. Slater struck out looking, and Cuero struck out swinging. Gilbert still pitching for the White Sox in the top of the eighth. Rojas is at second. Sosa's at first, and Baldwin's in right. Tucker will ground out to first. Birdie will pinch it for Suzuki as he grounds out to short. PCA will fly out to center. In the bottom of the eighth now, Birdie pitching for the Cubs here. Benintendi will line out to center. Rojas gets walked. Sosa will hit a double to left. Baldwin will ground out to first to score Rojas. Sosa will go to third and make it 12-3. Then Taylor will foul out to first. In the top of the ninth now, Wilson pitching for the White Sox. Shaw will hit a double to left. Turner will pop out to second. Nico Horner will hit a base hit to left. McGuire will hit a base hit to right to score Shaw. Nico Horner will go to second to make it 12-4. Brujan will hit a base hit to center to load the bases. Mike Bush struck out swinging. Tucker will get walked, which will advance every runner to base, and Nico Hoerner will eventually score to make it 12-5, and then John Birdie will ground out to first to finally end the game. It was a nightmare for the Cubs as they get absolutely demolished and humbled by the White Sox in the first game. They lose 12-5. The win goes to Hauser, who went 6 2/3 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 5 hits. He had 3 strikeouts. Shota Imanaga, 3 innings pitched. He gave up 7 earned runs and 12 hits, only 2 strikeouts. Abysmal. And a very rare abysmal performance from Shota Imanaga. It was just not good enough whatsoever. So the Cubs have a chance to bounce back in game number 2. So in game number 2, Savali pitching for the White Sox as Bush struck out looking. Tucker will line up to first and Suzuki struck out swinging. In the bottom of the first, Cade Horton pitching for the Cubs. Talkman struck out swinging. Maydroth will get walked. Benintendi will hit a base hit to right to send Maydroth to third, and Vargas will ground it into a double play. In the top of the second, PCA struck out looking. Kelly will line out to right, and Happ struck out swinging. In the bottom of the second now, Teal will hit a base hit to center. Sosa will ground out to third. Teal will go to second. Montgomery will ground out to first, and Teal will go to third, but then Taylor will line out to left. In the top of the third now, Swanson struck out swinging. Nico Hoerner grounds out to short, and Shaw will line out to short as well. In the bottom of the third now, Baldwin will fly out to right. Talkman will strike out swinging. Maydroth will line out to left. In the top of the fourth now, Bush struck out swinging. Tucker will fly out to right. Suzuki will hit a base hit to right. Then PCA will pop out to short. In the bottom of the fourth now, Benintendi will fly out to third. Vargas will ground out to short, and Teal will fly out to right. In the top of the fifth, Kelly will reach on an infield single to short. Happ will hit a base hit to right. Swanson will ground it into a fielder's choice to third. Happ is out at second. Kelly will go to third. Nico Hoerner will fly out to right, and Matt Shaw will ground it to third. In the bottom of the fifth now, Sosa will pop out to short. Montgomery will hit a base hit to center. Taylor struck out swinging, and Baldwin will ground out to second. In the top of the sixth, Alexander pitching for the White Sox. Bush will hit a base hit to right. Tucker struck out swinging. Suzuki will line out to center, and PCA will fly out to left. In the bottom of the sixth now, Talkman will hit a base hit to right. Maydroth will ground it into a double play, and then Benintendi will fly out to center. In the top of the seventh, Leisure pitching for the White Sox. Kelly will fly out to second. Ian Happ hits a home run to right center field to make it 1-0. We finally have some scoring, and the Cubs strike first. Dansby Swanson struck out swinging. Nico Hoerner will hit a base hit to right, and then Shaw will hit a home run to left field to make it 3-0 in favor of the Cubs. And then Gilbert will go in for the White Sox, and Bush will fly out to right. In the bottom of the seventh now, Vargas will fly out to right, and that is the end of the game for Cade Horton, as Thielbar will go in for the Cubs. Teal will fly out to right, as well as Sosa. In the top of the eighth, Tucker will ground out to second, Suzuki will line out to center, and PCA will hit a double to right. Altavilo pitching for the White Sox now as Kelly gets hit by the pitch. Happ will get walked, and that'll load the bases. And then Swanson will hit a base hit to left to score PCA and Kelly. Happ will go to second to make it 5-0 in favor of the Cubs. Nico Hoerner will get walked to load the bases once again, but then Matt Shaw gets walked. Happ will score, Hoerner advances the base, and Swanson will as well to make it 6-0 in favor of the Cubs. Eisert pitching for the White Sox. Bush will fly out to right. In the bottom of the eighth now, Keller pitching for the Cubs. Montgomery will pop out to third. Taylor will ground out to third, and Baldwin will line out to center. In the top of the ninth now, Tucker will hit a base hit to right. Suzuki struck out looking. PCA struck out swinging, as well as Kelly. Last licks for the White Sox in the bottom of the ninth with Ryan Presley pitching for the Cubs. Talkman will hit a home run to right center field to make it 6-1. The Cubs give up a run as the White Sox score and avoid the shutout. Maydroth will hit a base to center. Benintendi will fly out to left, and Vargas will ground it into a double play to end the game. The Cubs win Game 2 by a final score of 6-1. The win goes to Cade Horton, who is 4-3 on the year, who went 6 1/3 innings pitched. He gave up 4 hits and had 3 strikeouts. Leisure with the loss was 3-6. He had 2/3 innings pitched. He gave up 3 earned runs and 3 hits and 1 strikeout. So my 3 stars for this game. The third star was Ian Happ, who went 2 for 3 with a home run and an RBI. Cade Horton was my second star. I just read the stats there. And Matt Shaw is my first star, who went 1 for 3 with a home run and 3 RBIs. So that is game number 2. The Cubs get the win, and they have a chance to take the series in game number 3. So in game number 3, Taylor pitching for the White Sox here. As Bush struck out looking, Tucker will hit a double to center. Suzuki will get walked. PCA will hit a double to left to score Suzuki and Tucker to make it 2-0 in favor of the Cubs. Kelly struck out swinging. PCA steals third, and Happ will fly out to left. As we head to the bottom of the first, Ben Brown pitching for the Cubs. Talkman will strike out swinging. Maydroth will pop out to short. Benintendi hits a home run to right center field to make it 2-1, and then Vargas will ground out to short. In the top of the second now, Sean Burke pitching for the White Sox. Swanson will strike out looking. Nico Hoerner will reach on an infield single to third. Shaw is safe at first on a fielding error by Montgomery, and Hoerner is safe at third on the error. Shaw will steal second. Bush will strike out swinging, and Tucker will fly out to left. In the bottom of the second now, Cuero struck out swinging, Montgomery flies out to center, and Robert Jr. will line out to left. And in the top of the third now, Suzuki struck out looking. PCA will hit a double to center. Kelly will get walked. Happ struck out swinging, as well as Swanson. In the bottom of the third now, Sosa will hit a base hit to center. Baldwin will hit a base hit to left to send Sosa to second. Then Tauchman struck out swinging. Maydroth will pop it into a double play. Sosa's out at third. That is with the intentional fly rule with Nico Hoerner. Very smart play by him, by the way. So he just obviously let the ball drop since the ump called the intentional fly ball rule. And the White Sox just didn't understand that. They ran to third. They advanced to base when they really shouldn't have. And the Cubs took advantage of that. So we head to the top of the fourth now. As Nico Hoerner struck out swinging, Matt Shaw will ground out to third, and Bush struck out swinging. In the bottom of the fourth now, Benintendi will ground out to second. Vargas grounds out to short, as well as Cuero. In the top of the fifth now, Tucker will fly out to center. Suzuki struck out swinging, and PCA will pop out to third. In the bottom of the fifth now, Montgomery struck out looking. Robert Jr. will ground out to third, and Sosa will ground out to short. In the top of the sixth now, Kelly will hit a base at center. Happ will line out to center, and Dansby Swanson will ground out to first. Kelly will go to second. Nico Hoerner will hit a base hit to center to score Kelly to make it 3-1 in favor of the Cubs. Matt Shaw will hit a double to left. Hoerner will score on an error, and Shaw is safe at third on a throwing error by Maydroth. So big advantage there for the Cubs. They take advantage of it, and they make it 4-1, extending their lead. Alexander will go in for the White Sox, and Bush will fly out to right. In the bottom of the sixth now, Thielbar pitching for the Cubs. Slater will pinch it for Baldwin as he flies out to second. Mike Tauchman will strike out swinging, as well as Maydroth. In the top of the seventh now, Slater's in center field. Tucker will get walked, and he got caught stealing second. Suzuki struck out looking, and PCA fouls out to first. In the bottom of the seventh, Pomeranz pitching for the Chicago Cubs. Benintendi will strike out swinging. Vargas reaches on an infield single to third, and he's safe at second on a throwing error by Matt Shaw. Cuero will hit a base hit to right. Vargas will go to third. Montgomery will foul out to third. Brazier pitching for the Cubs now, as Robert Jr. will line out to second. In the top of the eighth now, Vassell pitching for the White Sox. Kelly will foul out to third. Happ will get walked. Swanson struck out looking as Happ steals second. Ian Happ will score on an interference by Montgomery as Nico Hoerner will go to second to make it 5-1 in favor of the Cubs. And then Matt Shaw will ground out to third. In the bottom of the eighth now, Sosa will line out to short. Teal will pitch it for Slater as he flies out to center. Tauchman will hit a base to left. Maydroth will hit a double to left and send Tauchman to third. Benintendi hits a home run to right to make it a one-run game. It is 5-4 as Palencia will go in and Vargas struck out swinging. In the top of the ninth now, Bush struck out swinging. Tucker will get walked and Suzuki will ground it into a double play. Bottom of the ninth now, Cuero will ground out to second. Montgomery will line out to the right. Robert Jr. got hit by the pitch, but then Sosa will ground it into a fielder's choice to short. Robert Jr. is out at second to end the game there as the Chicago Cubs win 5-4. They barely hold on, and Daniel Palencia with the 4-inning save as the win goes to Ben Brown, who in 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 hits. He was pretty solid in this game. He only had 4 strikeouts. Taylor with the loss, who had 2 earned runs and 2 hits against over an inning and had 2 strikeouts. Palencia, as I just said, had the 4-inning save, his 14th of the year, 1 1/3 innings pitched, only had 1 strikeout. But nonetheless, we're going to go with my 3 stars for this game. Ben Brown was my 3rd star. I just read his stats. Nico Hoerner was my 2nd star, who went 2 for 3 with an RBI. PCA was my 1st star, who went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. So with that said, the Chicago White Sox, they win the series, the Crosstown Classic over the Chicago White Sox. They win 2 out of 3, and they finish off the series with a record of 62-43. The White Sox, after the series, are 38-68. So with that said, Game 1 was not good whatsoever. They got outclassed in everything imaginable, especially offensively, and the Cubs really had no answers for that, but they were really able to bounce back in the final 2 games. I will say Ryan Brazier was very concerning in this game, giving up that 3-run home run, and the fact they were able to get Ben Brown pitching solid because he's wildly inconsistent, and you saw some of those games that he had earlier in the year, and that's just not something you want from him. So it was very concerning seeing him as a starter in this game initially, but the fact that he was able to prove us all wrong and take the game, get the win, was very good for him. So with that said, that's the series. This is my series recap to the White Sox series. So give me your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will have further series recaps coming out in the future, not simultaneously, so they will be coming out in order. So you'll be able to get them one at a time. So I will have the Brewers, Orioles, Reds, and Cardinals coming out later tonight, and then I'll have more coming out tomorrow. So be on the lookout for all of that. We're going to have all these series recaps pretty much done by Monday, Tuesday, the very latest, worst case scenario, but we're going to get all these series recaps caught up, and we'll be able to pretty much talk further into the playoffs, what we can expect from the roster, other moves that we made, and what I think of the Cubs as a whole as of right now. So be on the lookout for all those videos. And that's all I have to say. So this was my series recap for the White Sox series. This is Jack from Cubs360. If you're interested in the content, feel free to like and subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X. So this is Jack from Cubs360. And as always, go Cubs go.